What is up, everybody? Eric here from Soundcast Studios. I recently got the DR Recording Equipment's G-Bus, which is a replica of the famous SSL bus compressor, and I'm trying to see if I can tell it apart from a plugin. So the plugin I'm going to be comparing it to is one that a lot of people are familiar with. It's the Waves one, the Waves bus compressor. So a lot of people are very familiar with this one, and it's the plugin I'm going to be using for this test. The settings I'm going to be using are 10 millisecond attack time, 2:1 ratio, auto release, and the fastest of a 100 millisecond release. So in order to get relatively the same amount of compression from both, I use a tone generator, running into the compressors, getting 6 decibels of gain reduction on both, measuring that with a level meter, and then leaving the threshold as is and just adjusting the release setting. So now I'm going to be doing a blind test to see if I can tell apart the software from the hardware. So first I'm going to do it with the auto release. So let's get started.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses like candy in the air?
So I think this is the dry.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you?
I think this is hardware, and this is software. Okay, so I got it right. I got the first one right. Let me try it again 2 more times to see if I can repeat the results. Let me start again.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses like candy in the air? I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses?
I think this is hardware, and this is the plugin. Plugin art. Okay, so I got it right the second time. Let me try it one last time.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses like candy in the air? I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses?
Okay, so I got it right 3 out of 3 times. The only slight thing I'm hearing is, for as much as I hate this word, the hardware sounds slightly warmer. Really, the plugin just sounds a little brighter, a little thinner, but it's pretty marginal, and I'm having to really focus in to identify the differences. And so, granted that the hardware has a couple of extra additional mods that the plugin doesn't have, I'm just comparing it to the stock settings, really. But the hardware has drive I can add, parallel, and it has a sidechain filter, all incredibly useful. But that's not important to this. The Waves one does not have any of that, so I'm just comparing it as apples to apples as I can. But yeah, there's a very slight warmth that the hardware adds. But honestly, it's a little hard to tell if I wasn't really super hyper focused on it. So now I'm gonna try this again, but with the fast release.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses like candy in the air? I smell dead.
Okay, so for the first round, I got it right. Let me try 2 more times and see if I can replicate it.
smell roses like candy in the air? I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you?
Okay, for the second one, I got the hardware one right, but I messed up with the dry signal and the plugin. So let me try one last time.
I smell dead roses, dead roses in your hair. Can you smell roses like candy in the air?
And again, for the third one, I got the hardware correct, but the dry and the plugin switched again. So what I'm hearing is for this one, actually, I'm able to tell the hardware apart pretty consistently and pretty effortlessly. The way that the auto setting is working with the low end is just, it's significantly fuller in the hardware. And it's pretty like easy to tell, at least on my end. I was able to get the hardware right without much effort, but the plugin and the uncompressed and the compressed signals kept messing me up. I guess I'm not hearing the compression enough with the plugin, or my ears aren't trained enough to really hear that compression. But the hardware does stand out to me in this setting. So the auto setting on the hardware, at least to my ears, actually sounds a good bit better than the plugin. I'm able to tell it apart. That low end just sounds fuller, and I really like how the auto setting is working, at least with this material. So in conclusion, I do like this piece of hardware. I mean, is it really worth the price tag? That's for you to decide. I love working with it. I love the tactile feel, the response, seeing the needle move. It's just incredibly fun to work with. Could you get the same results with a plugin? Absolutely. There's no question about that. You won't have as much fun probably because, it's hardware. It's like an instrument. You get to play it in real time. It's like playing an analog synth versus a virtual synth. You can get the same sound, but the approach and workflow is different. So that's up to you to decide whether it's worth it to invest in a piece of hardware. Me personally, I've really been liking the bus compressor, and I like how it's been helping my workflow and how quickly I've been able to do a couple of mixes. So that's going to be the end of this video. In the comment section below, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you thought I could have done better. And I'll see you all in the next video.